My cousin is dating my high school bully and I feel sick. We meet again Reddit. Please excuse any grammatical errors. I'm writing on my phone and it's the middle of the night and I can't sleep. I found a lot of support from this community on a past post and I have again found myself really lost in thought. Before I get into what is currently happening, I have some context. I do not live in a great area. Since I was younger, I always presented myself as more alternative, gothic, nothing too crazy, just different. There was only 40 kids in my grade, majority of which who were farmers' kids and definitely did not like or understand people that were different, which is what I was. I didn't have the best home life. My parents were hoarders, my dad had cancer and I was chubby due to a medical condition, all of which was public knowledge. I was ruthlessly bullied for the reasons above. Home was hell and school was more hell, thinking if I got skinny maybe they would stop bullying me. I gave myself an eating disorder. When I still didn't get skinny and the bullying got worse, I started to cut myself and even attempted suicide a few times. I was never hospitalized for any attempts. No one knew but me. I kept trying to OD and not taking enough pills. And when I say bully, I mean bully, rumors, pranks, tripping, name-calling, cyberbullying and physical assault. The majority of my bullying was done by a group of 4 boys. The teachers never did anything about it, no matter how much I reported. When I graduated, I found my people, a few good friends and a boyfriend I love very much. I am so happy. Now my cousin and I are very close. We were born only children, 4 months apart, houses very close, and grew up getting babysat by my grandmother every day, so we are more like sisters than anything. My cousin recently had a breakup and she just informed me that she's seeing a new guy and it's one of my 4 main bullies. To my knowledge, he doesn't know we are related and he's still friends with the other 3. I reminded my cousin he was one of my bullies and she said she had forgotten but was still going to go out with him and that he could have changed. Now don't get me wrong, I think people can change, but it's only been 3 years since I graduated. If this happened 20 years from now, I don't think I'd care. But I just want to throw up. I still have scars from days when the bullying was really bad. I feel like I can't look in the mirror anymore and I feel sick when I try and eat. I still have mental scars from the bullying. I was in therapy but stopped last year cause I was thriving. Now the thought of seeing him at barbecues and holidays makes me feel 16 again. My biggest concern is I'm having a 21st birthday party next month. My cousin was given a +1 for her ex and now I'm worried she'll try and bring him instead. I'm still weird, still goth and still fat, but I thought I was happy and proud of who I am. Now I'm not sure anymore. I was even having a horror movie themed party. I saved up for months and now I just feel embarrassed and the whole thing seems so silly. I hate feeling this way. I never told her not to date him because I didn't want to seem rude and it's not my call. I want her to be happy. I just don't know what to do. Any advice is welcome. Sorry if I rambled. Thank you for reading this.
Relevant comment. Alert, Artichoke, 2743. This is easier than you think. Let her know that you won't tell her who to date, but that she cannot bring a guest to your birthday anymore. Not her ex, not her new boyfriend, not any of his friends. She can come alone, but she cannot bring anyone at all. Her new boyfriend is not welcome in your life, so she will have to see him and you separately. If that's a problem, she's welcome not to see you anymore either. If she violates your expressed wishes, go no contact with her. You don't need to act angry with her. Just let her know that her attendance at your birthday is not more important than his absence. You're not rambling. This is a serious matter. The fact is that she's pursuing a man romantically despite full knowledge of how he treated you, so she's not that great of a friend to you. There is no reason to get angry. Just let her know that he's not welcome in your life, and she won't be either if she tries to bring him around you. Make plans to have unwelcome guests removed if necessary. It shouldn't come to this, but figure out what to do, since you will freeze up if confrontation occurs. Do you ask them to leave? Do you call the police if they refuse? Do you have guests willing to eject them for you? If I made a Facebook or Reddit post asking for somebody to attend my birthday party and possibly bounce my bully if they show up, I think some people would probably be glad to kick a stranger's ass to protect another stranger. It might be easier if you invite a few more guests by letting your best friends know that your bully might try using their wiener on a member of your family in order to secure entry. People who give a sh** about you will see how that is a problem, and be pretty open to doing what they can to back you up. If it were me, that means a request to leave, a 911 call if they don't, blocking them physically from entering. No first punches, but meeting any force they use trying to pass me. If I'm barring entry at the host's request, then it's on them if they escalate. I don't think it goes that far. More likely, uninviting her boyfriend will result in your cousin trying to besmirch you to family members, in response to which you just tell them stuff he did. Your family might initially think that your cousin getting laid, yay, warrants letting bygones be bygones, but that will change rapidly if you share details of his transgressions against you. Assault? Cyberbullying? Nobody wants that in the family. You need to keep ownership of your truth. You are under no requirement to let the past be the past. If your cousin wants to pressure you to accept a bully in your life, you should make sure your family know what kind of guy she's with.
Update. Please read my previous post before you read this one for context. To address a few comments, me and my cousin were extremely close before I started dating my boyfriend. The reason for that being she constantly made dismissive comments towards me and it made me not want to talk to her as much. I couldn't share important events in my life without her downplaying them. Some examples. My boyfriend gave me a promise ring, and I showed her at a family dinner, really excited. She said, "You don't have to make such a big deal about it, you already posted it on Instagram," and made a face. Another time, when I had just started dating, she said, "Oh, he has a nose ring, that makes sense, anyone who could love you has to be weird." To address another comment, yes, she has a strange dating history. The last guy she dated was someone I matched with on Bumble and was in the talking phase with. He was a nice guy but we just weren't a good fit to date, so to me this wasn't a huge deal. I just kinda thought it was weird cause a few weeks before her dating him, I asked her if it was okay if I dated him since she said he was a friend of hers. She said go for it, and she had no feelings for him, but somehow was dating him a few weeks later. Also, in her past few relationships, they broke up, and either that night or the next day, she was dating one of her guy friends. One time she started dating someone 3 days before Christmas and brought him to Christmas dinner. I didn't mind, it was just awkward because no one had gotten him anything, and normally we all exchange gifts. The last comment I am going to address is, yes, I did tell her in explicit detail things he and his friends did and told her I was not comfortable with her dating him. She laughed me off and said he seemed nice. So, to the update, I talked to my BF and my mom and told them how I've been feeling like I'm 14 again, constantly anxious, and thinking a lot about relapsing with my ED and SH. I am going to go back to therapy and have an appointment with a doctor to get back on anxiety medication. I'm not thrilled about either of those things. I've been proud of the progress I've made, and I feel like I'm moving backwards. My cousin texted me randomly one day while I was hanging out with some friends. She told me that she went on a date with him and they hit it off. I don't know why she felt the need to do this. She has never told me anything regarding her dating life up until now. My mom advised me not to make a huge deal about her because she feels that if I do that, my cousin will just want to be with him more, and I agree. All I said back was that's nice. My friends noticed my demeanor change, and I told them everything, including my fear of him crashing my party. Most of my friends are men, and they were pissed, all 4 of them, as well as my BF's 2 older brothers, made it clear if he showed up, they would have no issues helping my BF escort him out quietly and also tell off my cousin if need be. Word of the situation got to my grandmother, who thinks my cousin's, now boyfriend, should apologize to me and then he can come to my party. My mom promptly went off on her and said that if he hasn't felt the need to apologize to me these past years, that shouldn't change because he's trying to get in my cousin's pants. My party is still yet to happen. I'm open to advice, and I will probably update again either before or after it happens. In conclusion, I do love my cousin, but she has treated me very poorly the last couple years and my blinders have finally fell off. If it were possible, I would consider going no contact. Unfortunately, we live really close and have a very close-knit family, and I don't think it would be possible or worth losing the rest of my family. I am still very anxious about future family functions I can't control the guest list of. I don't know what I'll do then. Part of me feels like I should just let him come to my party, invite him even. Let him see how happy I am, how amazing my friends are, let him get the cold shoulder from my friends and family, let him know what it's like to be an outcast. Kill him with kindness, and maybe he will realize just how shitty of a person he was. I just don't know if I can breathe around him, I don't know how I'll feel. But maybe it'd be better to just bite the bullet and confront the fact that he's going to be around. I just don't know if I can. Update 2. So if you haven't seen my previous past 2 posts, I recommend reading them first before this one for context. I'm going to keep this short because it's late and I'm on my phone, but I do have new information. So I sent out party invitations like 2 months ago because I truly wanted all of my guests to have time to plan accordingly because I wanted as many of them there as possible. My cousin just 2 weeks ago texted me when my party is so she could take off work. I told her, she said okay. That was our last conversation on the matter. I guess she told my grandmother she might not go cause she doesn't want to take off work because she has a lot of concerts coming up. She goes to about 20 to 30 a year traveling to different states, and she didn't want to take off too much work. I guess she also bought these tickets after my invites went out as well. So my mom was pissed and started going off on my grandmother for defending my cousin once again, but I told her to stop. Boo-hoo if she doesn't come. In fact, it's for the best, as I have a sneaking suspicion my boyfriend is going to propose to me at the party.